Ashley, don't look at him, look at me! Ashley! Look at me!
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. The boys released the new Season 5, Episode 8 finale promo. There's some new footage. There's a couple of jokes here they work in the tone of the voice with the fake commercials. So we will break it all down. Homelander's tantrum and the finale runtime. Everybody brace yourselves for maximum Homelander tantrum. Like, how quickly is he going to try and laser everybody that doesn't believe in him? I know there are a bunch of questions about them wrapping everything up because it doesn't seem like the episode is going to be as supersized as people are expecting. The way that Anthony Starr, the person who plays Homelander, talks about it, it is going to be messy the way things are in real life. You can decide what you think that means. I think he was mostly referring to the fact that they won't wrap everything up the way that people want to. But also there's going to be a lot of blood. Blood and Bone, the titular promise. Speaking of which, the title of the episode is Blood and Bone, which is a reference to a speech between Homelander and Butcher in a previous season, where he suggests that he and Butcher both share a fate that is going to be a little more scorched earth, shock and awe, blood and bone. Basically the idea that they had committed to killing each other, like that's how they were going to end. It was going to be crazy between the two of them. Scorched earth, shock and awe, blood and bone. And even though there have been a lot of complaints about this final season of The Boys and the way that they've tried to wrap everything up or not tried to wrap everything up, I do think that they're going to try and pay off Butcher and Homelander across the series. Managing expectations versus the comics. They also released this brand new promo designed to look just like the comic book panel from the final Homelander arc in the comics, when Butcher approaches the White House lawn with Homelander and a bunch of flying soups above the White House as if he was going to take on an army of superheroes. But the way that Eric Kripke has talked about the finale, I don't think that they have the budget to actually do this crazy of an actual scene and pay it off the way that people would think they would normally do in a big comic book show like this. So be sure to couch your expectations for the way they adapt that final Homelander arc in the comics. They're already going to be changing a number of things from it, but I do expect a couple of Easter eggs and references to comic book moments. The final plan and Frenchie's sacrifice. Starting at the beginning of the footage, it seems like the boys go somewhere to do their final big plan and recommit to everything. This is right after Frenchie has died. R.I.P. Frenchie. Press F to pay respects. All so that they could finish Sage's plan to power up Kimiko with Soldier Boy's nuclear power to fry the V1 out of Homelander's body, and it would be easier to dose him with the virus and eventually kill him. So whatever does go down during the actual finale, I do think that their plan to use Kimiko's new extra Soldier Boy-like ability will be successful, and that's why they want Frenchie's sacrifice to actually mean something on the show, and why they spent so much time in the last episode setting that up. Homelander's fate, death or the ultimate punishment. If we believe they are going to be successful in taking Homelander's powers away, there are two options for getting rid of his character. Do you believe he will die, or do you think they're going to force him to live without his powers, because that's kind of his nightmare? I'm actually starting to lean to the side of them killing him off and not letting him live, even though I do think making him live would somehow be worse for him, but part of the idea is that if he were alive, he could still take V1 again and get his powers back, so I do think now there's a stronger case that you kill him off in the finale. The General versus cameos and character plot armor. There were a lot of complaints about the way they used the General V characters in Episode 7. I wouldn't be surprised if they let them help out in the finale in some small way, and that makes their cameo mean a little bit more, but they themselves aren't the ones to actually deal any kind of killing blow to Homelander. That's gonna be like the boys' main characters in the stuff they're doing with the Kimiko arc. For everybody that was asking if Marie could use her powers to fix Frenchie to bring him back to life to heal him, I don't think the show is going to do that just because it would undercut Frenchie's sacrifice, and they want that to be critical to them defeating Homelander, like their final victory. And there has been so much plot armor on these big characters this season, like so few major critical deaths. I think they just want to have at least some of those stick, and Frenchie will be one of them. Sage's betrayal and the God complex. The other really big Homelander arc that they set up in the finale, talking about Blood and Bone finale, a very bloody finale, was the idea that Ofather's focus testing groups had basically proven to Homelander and bought everybody that was working on this, that the world would not believe in Homelander as God. Not nearly enough of them, like a couple people would, but not nearly enough for it to actually work. Homelander's still well hallucination told him to kill the non-believers several episodes ago. So remember that that's probably what's going to happen in the finale, is that they will announce it because of the big Easter celebration they were setting up. Ofathers was practicing this big song and dance number to announce him as God. Everybody on the news that's watching everybody in the room doesn't believe in him as God. What's gonna happen? If you remember at the beginning of episode 1, Homelander literally almost lasered all the people in the crowd, but Sage stopped him like, no, don't lose it on them. Come back. What has happened the last couple of episodes? Sage basically quite quit and stopped helping Homelander and then turned to the side of the boys and now is helping them to get rid of Homelander.